It's a coming home, really, for Rauschenberg to a country that he loved.
我们展出的这件有17年在任何一个地方都没有展览过。很多可能活在柏林或者纽约的人都没有看到过。
I think that it may be one of the highest attended in the museum's history, which we're really excited about.
今天还来了美国前任副总统戈尔来参观这个展览。
In terms of his own belief that art could change the world.
超越这个艺术圈本身，而可能对整个这个城市，甚至可能会有一定的影响。
We just thought it was time to come home again.
Rauschenberg Foundation was anxious to have a Rauschenberg exhibition in China again after the 30 years since the last exhibition.
这次能展出这件作品是可以提供一个特别有意思的一个对比的机会。
The quarter mile or two furlong piece was chosen because it tells an entire story about a great artist's career. It's kind of a self-made retrospective.
The quarter mile is one of the most important pieces because it canvases his entire career. You can get a sense of Rauschenberg's career from the early transfer works, through the cardboard works, through the gluts and reuse of metal objects, found objects, such as these books. And you really, this kaleidoscope exhibition designer who worked on this did a wonderful job of creating sort of a serpentine experience where you see the exhibition. Naturally, one would imagine that moving a piece that's a quarter mile long would have its own challenges. You can imagine. The piece, although it's a quarter mile long, it actually breaks up into about 191 different sections. And interestingly, even within the sections, there are more pieces, so it's over 350 pieces.
"通过这样的一个排序，这个作品的很多特点就出来了。
So it's not in a linear form. I think it would have to be on the China wall for it to be that way, of course. But so you experience it and it unfolds. And one of the most powerful things about this is it envelops you. It's an artwork that you become a part of in a way.
He was not afraid of a really expansive gesture. such as the quarter mile. There are other works that he did over his career that are very large-scale, elongated works. So it's unique in its size, but not unique in the thinking about the work.
这些作品比较有代表性的一个分段，就是所谓的包普的部队 （Bob's Army） 这一部分。在这个分段里面，其实他用了大量的就是他工作室的一些同事以及朋友，让他们直接躺下来，把他们的轮廓画出来，又剪出来，再放到画上，然后在上面就是放上大量的这些就是刚才看到的那样的图像。这个呢，其实是连接到了西方宗教绘画里面，比如说在中世纪和文艺复兴的时候，画了很多圣人。其实比如说一个莲花是象征着这个什么纯洁啊这样的，就叫做 attributes。所以就是说，这里面就有特别多的人，包括他妈妈包括他所有的助理，包括他自己在最后。
How people influence the careers of others as mentors or opening up their eyes, I think, is one of the most powerful ways that art evolves. It's really wonderful.
You didn't have to have a set formula for doing it, and so perhaps the variety and the enthusiasm that's evident in this work will be transferred to some of the younger artists.
Why is Rauschenberg so important in China, but also why is China so important to Rauschenberg, I think is equally as important of a question.
Inventive, generous, courageous. He was willing to do anything in the service of his art, and he traveled very widely for that, and he really felt that his art could speak to all kinds of different types of people.
Rauschenberg came to China in the early 80s for this moment in history when the world was quite separate, and it also had a lasting impact on Rauschenberg. And
有的人怀疑，比如说他的这些作品是不是背后有美国政府在推他？其实我看过那些文献，完全不是。就是他做这个海外交流这个 ROCI 的计划，他其实是把他自己手上很多很贵的作品卖掉了，来筹款做这件事情。
China was part of a tour called the ROCI Tour, which stands for the Rauschenberg Overseas Cultural Interchange. This is a really important time because the world was very closed. This is an unusual thing for people in our digital generation who understand the world to be connected and global. If you speak to artists who were growing up in the 80s and forging their own artistic practice, Rauschenberg, I believe, and in many cases I've been told by several artists, had an influence on their own practice, opened up their eyes to new ways to execute their artwork.
And I think the artists that saw the work in 1985 were influenced not so much to make works that looked like Rauschenberg, but just that he showed that there were so many ways to make art.
以这种单一图像在做作品的波普大师这样的，我们会觉得劳森伯格是能够唤起我们对全球啊、对网络、对历史、对现实的一些想象。
There are a couple of reasons why Rauschenberg is one of the most important artists of the second half of the 20th century. Number one is the level of open-mindedness and risk-taking and experimentation and collaboration he had. He was not a singular artist.
每个时代有每个时代的办法，这个展览可能还真的是比较符合现在去做的。